Hey, you! You're listening to the podcast network of Gamefully Unemployed because you're an untouchable success. To support us and gain access to great exclusive shows like our brand new Supernatural watch-along Himboos, head over to patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. You'll also get your lucky little mitts on hundreds of episodes of our other exclusive shows like Tom and Jeff Watch Batman, Star Trek The Next Futurama, Spiel Boys, and the complete series of Fox Mulder is a Maniac. We do movie nights, game streaming, regular mini-series and surprise shows, and you can even commission your own podcast about anything you want, within reason. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain by heading to patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. That's patreon.com/GAMEFULLY unemployed. Probably don't need help with that word. Boovies, as it were. Boovies.
Spooky.
It's a
There's no
spook-em-up.
way this hotel wouldn't be in business. I'm sorry.
No.
That hotel, you don't go to a hotel like this, folks.
No, not where they lose somebody in the hotel.
Yeah, that's not a good sign.
It's like, have you looked in the one secret haunted room? Oh, no,
Yeah.
Why would we do that? Well, because it's secret and haunted, maybe. Oh, well, we never check up there, so there's no reason that the missing person would be in that room.
Right.
Off you go.
Suggestion. Maybe get rid of the haunted room.
Maybe you don't have
Maybe
that room.
Clear that out.
Just like, I don't know, brick it out.
Hi, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
My name is David Bell.
My name is Tom Ryman.
And we just watched Hokum.
Hokum.
Hokum. They should make a sequel. Hokum Pokum.
First time in Ireland.
My folks.
Came here for their honeymoon. Always wanted to come back.
Why didn't they?
I mean, you could technically call this one that, right?
Right.
Because he poked him, and that's how this whole trouble started.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
This is
It's also it's Irish 1408.
Yeah, you're right. It is Irish 1408.
Mm-hmm. Specifically, the film adaptation of 1408.
Yeah.
Where he's
Does that
like,
make Adam Scott is he a John Cusack?
He's the John Cusack, right? Because
But
John
is
Cusack
he-
in 1408 is like trying to
but is
smother
he,
the guilt of his dead child.
Is he a John Cusack? Does he
think
fill that slot?
He does, because he's an asshole.
Yeah, a lot. He's often an asshole.
He's often an asshole.
Interesting. This is a
I think I understand the question now, and I think that is a correct observation.
Yeah. This is Damian Mc Carthy, folks. Previously had done Caveat and Oddity, two movies I'm a big fan of.
Same. I really enjoy those movies, particularly Caveat.
Yeah, and this is this one I think got a little more of a boost. Like Caveat I had to see on streaming. I just randomly no, I think it was a movie that deserved more hype. And then I saw the trailer and was like,
yeah, I found it on Shudder, and then obviously Oddity had a bit of a buzz when it released in theaters 2 summers ago.
But not much. Like I saw that in a half-empty theater across town.
It had like A24 buzz, yeah. Indie horror, good indie horror buzz, but still pretty indie.
And this feels like they threw a little more like marketing behind it. They got Adam Scott. Mm-hmm. They're like, you love Adam Scott.
He's on The Severance. You guys know.
Yeah, and so I saw this for the first time I saw one of his movies in a major theater.
Same. This is Damian Mc Carthy, you mean?
Yeah.
Same.
Filled with people.
Yeah, no, I saw it in the middle of the afternoon, and it was pretty full.
Yeah. What'd you think?
I liked this one a lot.
I did too. Here's what I'll say. This isn't a criticism. I liked this movie through and through. He's doing the same thing over and over again.
He sure is.
And it's working on me.
Totally
Meaning that even the plot, spoilers obviously, even the plot to this film is more or less the plots to the other films he's done.
Yeah.
Which is trapped in a single location with a ghost who's trying to get revenge, or there's a revenge,
a revenge
theme.
ghost by way of something else.
Yes. where ultimately there is a human villain who gets what's coming to them through supernatural means. And there's like sort of a flow to his movies and a catharsis to that, where it's like you do spooky, and then it kind of like breaks when the guy that you want to see haunted gets haunted, essentially.
Yeah,
where you're yeah, get him, ghost.
We get put through the ringer by having our guy, our main person, experience the haunting and just kind of just get out of it, and it just in the nick of time. And then we see a bad person get fully eaten up by the haunting. And it's also like violence against women.
Yes, and not pro
specific.
For the record.
No.
I'm pro violence against women.
I'm saying specifically
it's about,
the bad person who gets what's coming to them in all three films is a guy who's murdered a woman.
Right, which is this is all like kind of a classic ghost story.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah.
Yeah, the way he frames his movies, they don't feel like classic ghost stories because I think the aesthetics are always very unique or interesting. I have noticed there's like still like some aesthetic. There's obviously like let's make some real spooky looking shit that he loves to do.
Add some more shadows in here.
Yeah, he does like modern Victorian ghost stories.
Really make this honeymoon suite as spooked out as possible.
Yeah.
Can we add some bats? Put some slime in the corner.
Goddamn bats.
Yeah.
He I've noticed he has embraced modern architecture in his films, or at least mostly in Oddity and then a little bit in this at the beginning, where he's not afraid to show like a modern he shows like a certain type of modern architecture that's still somehow kind of creepy.
It's still several generations old, but I see what you're saying.
I mean Adam Scott's house at the beginning.
Oh, yes.
Versus the house in Oddity, which is like this modern, like they're being constructed. He's like, it's like,
right, but it's a big farmhouse in Oddity.
It's old, but it's been like redone on the inside.
So it's still it's like a good mix. The house in Caveat's still pretty old-ish.
Oh, that one's pretty old. He likes architecture and like building this environment. He also, he
likes buildings that have secret basements. Or like with monsters, dead bodies, and or ghosts inside them.
I was gonna say that's the other thing is like he knows how to sort of build a horror movie where it's like you got to go through to get out kind of feeling.
Yep.
Of like you have to go to hell if you want to get out. He also, I would say, a lot of characters where you go like, don't do that. Like a lot of those characters where you're like, don't go in there.
Yeah,
why would you go in there? Don't do that.
And this one with the bellhop reaching his arm all the way into the gate with the lighter.
Yeah.
Don't do that, man.
Come on.
What on earth are you doing? Don't do that, buddy.
Yeah. Here's what I'll say about this one. I found it less scary than his others, but I loved the vibes, and I still really liked it. Meaning that, like...
please finish your thought. I'm sorry.
Just
and then I'll add
this had less scenes, and maybe it's because I've seen enough of his films that I kind of like. I'm starting to know his tricks a little more.
Sort of know what the games are. Yeah, it feels a bit like playing an adventure game.
Yeah. Yes, this is like an escape room.
Mm-hmm.
I loved that. It's like an escape room game where it's like, okay, you're in a puzzle.
Yeah.
And you need to solve the puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
I just mean like Caveat. I remember moments where I was genuinely like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. I don't want to do this. Or not, Caveat. And then Oddity, like, it was like comically, like, come on, man.
After Oddity, to me, after the first, I think we covered Oddity. After the first murder, Oddity's not really scary to me because, like you're saying, it's kind of by that point the haunting is being turned around on people that we don't like.
Yeah. So. Not all they don't all have the same structure, mind you.
No,
like
Oddity
the
is
main
very different
character
structure.
is kind of not a victim, but I don't want to go into that. But it, I will say, Oddity had the tent. And I remember being in a theater for the tent, and in the whole theater, everybody same reaction, which everybody was like, "Oh fuck,
fuck you!"
Shit.
As soon as they set up the camera, you're like, "Fuck you."
Yeah, because it's like, listen, I know what you're doing.
I know what you're doing. I know what you're gonna do.
Which is what I like about McCarthy is that he isn't trying to necessarily like he'll call his shot. He's like Babe Ruth. He'll go like,
But
I'm
it's
going to
like-
do this. And then everybody's like, yeah, but fuck.
And he'll just
'Cause
build
it. Still
it.
works.
Right, because he lets it build and build and build, and he's basically asking it, what are you going to, you're not going to look?
Yeah,
you know what it is.
exactly.
Like, I'm not going to surprise you. You know exactly what's coming. You know what it is. You going to
Yeah.
look? What, are you not going to look?
Yeah.
So you're like, God damn, yes, of course, obviously I'm going to, God damn it.
Yeah, his jump scares are like weirdly, like like he doesn't try to like throw them into a random scene.
No.
He says like, okay guys, here it comes. And it's like an elf when he's testing the Jack in the Boxes. And he
Yeah.
keeps jumping
Yeah.
each time.
Or
It's
like,
that feeling.
or like in this, when the first time Adam Scott is stuck in the basement and the witch comes out. There's a witch in this.
There's a witch, folks.
And all the lights in the hallway start going out one by one, and we can hear her getting closer to him. And
Right.
it keeps, reverse shot, him, and then what he's seeing, like his point of view of the darkness, just of the tunnel, getting darker and darker, and the noise getting closer. Like he draws, there's a couple of scenes like that where he draws those moments out, and that's what I'm talking about, where it's like, it's a fucking Boogans coming down the hallway.
Yeah,
and
what's
you're
coming.
you're waiting for the damn elevator to start, and it's not quite starting yet. The dumb waiter.
That
and
little doll, the little dinging statue with his little shitty face.
Zooms in on his face like tee.
Yeah.
And I love that it starts right as her face gets to the edge of light, and you're like, oh fuck this, and then the elevator starts.
Yeah. Yeah, the
And
dumb waiter.
It's a shot of Adam Scott's face, and he is agreeing. He's like, yes, indeed, fuck this.
Yeah. Dumb waiter's a great tool for this. Adam Scott was a great...
He's
like,
great in this.
Like, here's what I'll say. Nothing
Hmm.
against the guy in Caveat. I don't remember much about him.
He's pretty flat, and that's on purpose because he's supposed to have amnesia, which is a wrinkle I always forget about when I revisit that movie. But you're right. He is pretty flat, especially compared to the main characters in Oddity and in this one, where they're much more active.
Yeah, and again, nothing against that actor. That was probably by design.
No, it's just the
but
way
I
it's
think
written. Yeah.
His movies, again, are so like blunt instrument horror that you need people to be fun in the movie, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so Oddity, they're very fun, and of course Adam Scott in this, who's playing it not too comedic but very sarcastic.
He's not comedic at all. He's comedic
He has
in
some
the
funny
sense.
lines.
Yeah, but he's
The manuscript stuff.
Yeah, he's comedic in the sense that he's being the grounded version of his character in Step Brothers. He's just a full-blown asshole.
Yeah, and I love how they did this, by the way, because it's him showing up to bury his parents' ashes. I love this detail. So when he does the ashes,
His whole deal is great. His whole arc
Yeah.
is very good.
But they do some really good storytelling where he has the two things of ashes, and he takes his mom's ashes and he
Perfect.
carefully
So
places
good.
them, and he gets really like, he's like clearly gives a shit, and then the dad's ashes he just like dumps, and you're like, oh okay, I see.
Yep. Understand it completely.
But they do. He's an extreme asshole, but they give him a line like a limit, which is. It's bare minimum, but when he shows up, he sees that someone has killed a goat that's a pest, and he's like very sarcastic, like, I can't like chase him away. You got to kill him, and like that's his line basically. Is like he will burn a bellhop.
Burn
He's
a sweet
tremendous
man's
prick.
hand, a sweet, helpful man's hand with a spoon because the guy is bothering him a little bit.
Right, but he's not a murderer.
Yeah.
And they've established that, which it just so happens there is a murderer here, so you're going to like him a little more than the murderer.
Well, we also find out why he's being such an aggressive asshole. Like it's almost like the scene where he burns the bellhop is shocking. Like it sets
Over
it up
the top.
right because he's doing something. We see him put the spoon into the candle. It's like, what the hell is he going to do with that? And then he just burns the guy. It's like Val Kilmer burning a guy with a cigarette. It's like so out of pocket. And then the reveal is that he's come here to kill himself.
Yes.
So you're like, oh, now his behavior makes sense.
Yeah, he is self-loathing, and it's this idea of like
Literally self-destructing.
Yeah, repelling everybody away from him. Mm-hmm. Like
he relents to one person, and that's Fiona.
Right. He's like a mid-famous author. He's the kind of famous where
he's famous
it's like,
enough, yeah.
He's famous enough, but he's also like, you can't be an asshole. She should be an asshole anyway, but he's not famous enough to be this much of a prick either. Where it's like not everybody, people aren't like, oh my God. Where it's like a couple people are like, oh, I know you, I know your books. But other people are like, nah, I didn't read it.
He's famous enough that he's reading articles speculating how his Conquistador trilogy is going to end.
Right.
So he's famous enough that he can burn this bellhop with a spoon and they don't immediately throw him out.
For sure, yeah.
but
like,
yeah.
The
he's not like
bartender.
He's not J.K. Rowling.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry.
He's a little bit nicer than J.K. Rowling.
He's a little bit nicer than J.K. Rowling, yeah.
I think
he
Fiona
actually has a line.
Yeah. Is Fiona the name of the bartender? She, for example, is like, doesn't really care that he's not, like, she's clearly...
She doesn't really know who he is.
Yeah. She's the only person he kind of connects to because she's the only person who kind of doesn't... She kind of pushes back on his bullshit and like...
That's right. He asks her where his room is. That I remember. I was trying to remember why he relents with her, and it's because she's the only one that pushes back.
He's a jerk to her, and she's like, "Well, then find your own room, man."
Right. She's the only one who actually makes him stop for a second, and it's like, "Okay, you're being a dick. Is there a reason for this? No, there's not. All right." I'm kind of embarrasses him.
He connects to her, and he connects to the hero in the woods.
Oh, Jerry. I love Jerry.
Woods hero, yeah.
Just drinking mushrooms in the woods. But yeah, he's like, I'm trying to find... I forget exactly what he says, but she's like, well, if with an attitude like that, you can find the room yourself. See you later.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to find my room, and it's not here. It's not where it's supposed to be.
And then I definitely did not
Already
see
a
this
great
coming.
sign for a haunted hotel.
Oh, right? Yeah. It's a great idea in the first 20 minutes, basically. He leaves his shit. He leaves his shit at the bar, and she goes up and finds him hung in his room. Mm-hmm. And for a minute, I was like, "Oh, did they do a switcheroo? Or did they say Adam Scott's in this when he isn't?" But no, she cuts him down, and then it's a good starting place because he's a complete prick, and you're like, "What? How do you give this prick like?" something to give a shit about. Mm-hmm. This prick who's going to kill himself. As she cuts him down when he wakes up in the hospital, they're like, she's missing. And so it actually gave enough justification for him to start doing Hardy Boy shit. I was like, yeah, she saved your life. Yeah.
And
so the rest of the film is sort of him feeling like he owes her something.
Yeah, and it's connected to he goes there out of obligation to his mom because we learned that he actually killed his mother when he was a little boy. It was accidental. Yeah. He was playing with his dad's pistol and it went off and he shot his mom in the face and she died.
Did you see that one coming, by the way?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The instant
when
he
they
said
ask him, yeah, they ask him what happened. He says she got shot. And then they're like, did they catch you dead? And he was like, it was just a kid. They couldn't do it. And I was like, oh, it was him. It was him.
Yeah, he was like, he was too young. They should have hung the bastard. And it's like, oh, it's him. And then, of course, he hangs himself.
Yeah.
His near-death experience was pretty chilling.
Yeah, the elevator.
Yeah, that was very well done. Like, this movie is, really... like, his movies, McCarthy's across the board... How scary they are for you will vary, but they're all haunting.
Yes.
And this, like this with like the wailing, which we ultimately learn is his mom crying after she's been shot through the face. It's a little Lynchian. It's black and white, but it's grainy, almost security camera footage of him in this elevator that keeps opening and closing on this completely blackened corridor, and he's hearing this wailing, and that's it.
Yeah, it's the kind of near-death experience that when you wake up, you go like, "Okay, I don't want to die.
I don't want to die ever. Yeah, I'm gonna try to stay alive as long as possible.
Yeah.
I don't care how many lives it takes. I will drink souls.
Yeah, I don't like
the
that.
God Emperor."
Boo to that.
Yeah, fucking boo to that. I'm not going to the other side. I'm not piercing the veil.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. Doesn't look fun. Yeah.
Bring me souls. I'm a Shang Tsung this.
But yeah, like I like that all of his. I think I need to rewatch Caveat, but all of his films always seem to have like. There's also a human threat, right? Which is a fun idea because it basically puts them in between a rock and a hard place, which is that the waking world is also no fun, where it's like you're in this situation where he essentially. Again, everybody keeps talking about Haunted Honeymoon Suite, and the owner is convinced there's a witch in there, and they don't
He
tell you
knows there's a witch.
Oh yeah, they don't tell you a lot, but they give you enough to go like, all right, some sort of fucking situation with this witch happened.
There's
at
you
some
get
point.
you get enough of an outline. We meet the owner of the hotel, this really old guy, telling these children this creepy ass story about this witch that will chain up your hands and drag you into hell with her.
And then
she used to live in this stone house in the middle of the woods.
Yeah, and this is why Adam Scott is needed, because he's just like, hey kids, maybe go find your parents. I mean, it's like,
do you know these kids? No. Go find your parents.
Yeah.
And he looks at the old guy. It's like, maybe don't tell fucked up stories to kids like that. Because he's telling them how like this witch is going to cut off their dicks in hell.
Yeah.
And they're little kids.
It's a really good like save the cat for Adam Scott, which is that he's a prick, but he's a prick to the wrong people, but he still has like a moral compass of like,
and he's pushy. He's like in other people's business, but it's like it's sort of like, but like, I get it. You're like you're intervening for the sake.
He's not wrong.
He's intervening for cruelty, like for defenseless things, right?
Yeah, and exactly. Like he's on the side of the things that can't. Mm-hmm. Yeah, a goat, a child,
children. Yeah, and then the old guy is like, tatar, tatar. Anyway, like his Adam Scott's parents had their honeymoon here in that honeymoon suite. And anyway, so the implication is that this old guy built the hotel on top of the witch's stone house in the middle of the woods for whatever, I guess to lock her in there. Because like the old base, we learn that the hotel is built on top of this old basement that only has this dumbwaiter access up to the honeymoon suite, and that's the only thing it has access to. And the honeymoon suite's locked up. It has its own private elevator that itself is locked up behind a gate that apparently the witch can't get through. Right. The witch is bound by physical boundaries.
Yeah, I don't care.
I'm just saying those are the rules. That seems what has happened.
Like, what? So, because his parents went to the honeymoon suite, and it's like, why did you even build that elevator to the honeymoon suite? What arrangement? Again, the implication is that there's some arrangement with this fucking witch of like, listen, like if you stay put, I'll give you like people in the honeymoon suite that you can like get or something. Because it's like the dumbwaiter going down to the witches area. I'm like, what is that for?
I think it was just a leftover from when they initially built the hotel and maybe thought she was trapped in there.
I think the idea is maybe that they built the hotel. That basement was a functional basement.
Mm-hmm. There's stuff down there.
There's a witch in here. Mm-hmm. Let's just close it all off. I think like he only found out after the fact.
It seems like it. And I may be inferring that Adam Scott's parents actually stayed in the honeymoon suite.
I think they did. They keep saying that they stayed. Well,
he said they honeymooned there. I don't remember if they say that they stayed in the suite.
I have to assume that's the implication, right? Like,
yeah. Either way, it's like. Oh, go ahead.
There's an implication because his mom's ghost shows up. Mm-hmm. There's an implication that it's almost like Shining, where it's like this place takes something from you, or because they didn't die here, although he spreads their ashes there. But like, there's an implication that there's like some higher magic going on, and like maybe they stayed in the honeymoon suite, and maybe they had an experience, but we don't really know. They never dig into it. I thought there was going to be more of that lore of like his parents' backstory was going to involve the witch, but it didn't really need to either. There's just like some implied like shit that was like maybe some shit that happened.
Yeah.
I thought.
Yeah, it seems like the thrust of the movie essentially is he he's this writer. He's written this Conquistador trilogy, and for what we see him writing in the beginning, it's going to end with the Conquistador out in the desert, and he can't get his treasure map out of this bottle. It's the last bit of riddle he needs to get his treasure, and so he's going to bash the bottle open against the skull of his boy companion who he's come to love. And it's this very bleak, nihilistic ending he's crafted. And he explains to Fiona later as he's drinking that he tells her the ending of his book. And that after that, like, even as he bashes the kid's skull open and still the bottle doesn't break. So he just wanders off into the desert and dies. Yeah. And then Fiona's like, well, that ending sucks and I don't want to read that book.
Yeah. Which is great.
So, and we learn that he's carrying the guilt of killing his mom, right? Like it was an accident, but we learn that his dad took it out on him, became a horrible alcoholic and drank himself to an early grave, he says. So he carries the guilt of this deed that he carries his guilt for this thing that he needs to apologize for, feels like he needs to apologize to his mom for, but he's never really gotten the chance to. And also all this rage and resentment over the way that he was held accountable for it by his dad. And like, so he comes to the hotel to kill himself. He's finished his book. That's it for him. He's wandering in the desert to die. He's carrying the burden of his parents back there. He's dumping their ashes at this big tree. And the honeymoon suite is at the center of the hotel. It's like the key has this little big heart keychain on it. And there's, the idea of like this little vein that's connected to the heart down into the basement where the witch is. It's very Babadook, where like the witch is like the thing that's crawling up to get, like he like hides in his bed from it at one point. He draws a circle around the canopy bed. And then ultimately he tries to circle again and it doesn't work the second time, which I really liked, like narratively. Like they show us, oh, the chalk circle works. Oh, it's all right. He just needs to do it a second time, but he can't quite do it fast enough the second time. So he's got to think of something else to get out of it.
She shackles his ass.
She sure fucking does, man.
She's got a whole racket going down there.
It's like a striker move from Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
You get a free hit after a follow-up uppercut. But his mom comes to him in that moment and tells him that he needs to let it go.
Yeah. And then he uses the thing that was used to cut him down.
Yeah, the saw that Fiona left for him on her dead body.
Yep. He uses that to cut himself out of the shackles. And, yeah. And get back. And I really like the book idea. It was just like such a clear way to show a character's arc. Yeah. Is like he also quits drinking, which is like that's a simple one too. And then he writes a more positive ending for his book. He writes a hopeful one.
Yeah. Where the conquistador gives the bottle to the little boy instead, and it's like, look, break it open, don't stop eating until it breaks. I deserve it for everything that I've done to get this money. Take the money back to you and your family and your people and use it. And the kid throws the bottle away into the sand and just hugs him instead.
Right, and then they reveal that
it's landed next to a goat skull.
Yeah.
But yeah,
which I actually don't think that's going to break the bottle either.
I think it's going to be a gift of the Magi, right? They're going to walk away together, realizing that this was the treasure, right?
Right.
To embrace and to forgive and be loved and leave the treasure in the desert.
In the movie, he doesn't have to be the best author.
No.
But I kept thinking the whole time, you can't find anything to break that on in the desert. I get it, it's sand. But
in the middle of the desert, what would there be?
I could do it.
Bite it.
Yeah, or like
I'd hit it on my knee or something.
I was about to say, your leg. Why does it have to be your skull? Like, come on, man. Again, this isn't a plot hole of the movie. It's a plot hole of his book in the movie. But I was like, find something other than that child's skull. There's got to be something.
But yeah, so it's like, I liked the imagery of like this poisoned heart, like, and having to kind of get rid of this, and he does it sort of like he has his ending locked in, like both the figurative when he's sitting there at the bar talking to Fiona about the ending to his book, and she's like, that sucks, you should do it, and he's like, oh, maybe she's right, and then he tries to do his own ending, tries to hang himself, and then she also comes in and is like, no, that sucks,
right, that's what I
do a different ending. And I like that it's sort of, it's not like you said, he doesn't have to be the best author, and this is not super complicated. Obviously, he takes on finding out what happened to Fiona as sort of renewed purpose for himself because she saved him, and it's like, oh, this is a way I can atone for killing my mom. Because he learns that Fiona was pregnant. Like, we learn that the whole deal is that Fiona was impregnated by the hotel manager, and he just locked her in the basement and left her to die because he's a creep.
Yeah.
Like, he's just a straight up maniac.
Does he know about the witch?
I don't think he does.
Okay, so he just knew that because the idea is, and this is a great game, is that the dumbwaiter, the button on the basement is broken. Mm-hmm. So this whole time he has this clock that hits a bell, and he takes the bell off, and the little mallet he uses to press the dumbwaiter button so he can come back up, which was a cool idea.
It's like a little Dutch boy, golfer boy. He's like swinging a little club with a tee-hee face.
Yeah. And so, like, I don't know, that was a cool little puzzle, right? Mm-hmm. So, yeah, he locked her down there. It's just like, it's going to take her a long time
cruel,
to die
man.
down there.
Like, I like that these Damian Mc Carthy's movies, we were mentioning, they're all have these bad guys that have murdered women, and they're all like, it's never like, oh, I pushed her and she fell. It's always like a flat-out maniac doing some maniac shit.
There's a little Edgar Allan Poe to it.
Yes, very Telltale Heart, yes.
Yeah, because the idea is he traps her down there knowing
just
that
leaves her there.
They're going to close for the season.
Yeah.
And so she'll presumably starve down there.
Yeah, she'll just die.
And I
and he knows she's pregnant.
Yeah, and he knows that if someone finds the body, they'll think like
she got stuck.
Like,
it's known that she wanted to explore that room.
It's unclear how she died. The witch, I assume, killed her.
That's a plot hole I was going to discuss with you. I think it's a plot hole anyway. But
because
that was kind of like the one.
Usually drags them to hell, or whatever. Drags them into the weird ghoul room.
Yeah, she drags them into hell, which is through like double kitchen doors at the end of this hallway.
Maybe she only goes after a certain type who, deserves to be dragged to hell.
Maybe it's only little boys.
I don't know. That again, this is the thing about his movies is I don't need them to really be airtight. Because,
no, they're ghost stories.
Yeah, I think of Damian Mc Carthy and like nothing against James Wan, but I enjoy him the way I think people enjoy James Wan, which is like we're in a haunted house. It's just fun.
Yeah,
like we're just having fun. I think like Insidious and Conjuring and all that stuff are decent movies, but I find those scares just a little too glossy. Is that a way to put it? Mm-hmm. Like I can't even know. What you mean. Yeah, they're like a little too predictable for me. They're a little too like meh. Like there's still moments where I'm like, oh, that's good, that's fun, but it's a little too relying on like the norms. Whereas these films,
a little too mainstream.
Yeah, like they just feel a little like where these films feel like all he's really doing is just like, where can I find some jump scares? How can I scare you in this very visceral visual way?
But also telling a spooky story.
His stories are always very like ghost story style in a way that feels more classic.
It's always more than just somebody died here 100 years ago and it was scary. Like there's always a corpse, but like in Oddity and in this one, the corpse is not the source of the malevolence. Like the corpse is incidental to the supernatural thing at large here.
Yeah, and it's also that thing. This is also a weird comparison. Like obviously, I love Jordan Peele's films, right? Mm-hmm. And I love that those movies exist. I've talked multiple times about how I really like the movie Woman in Black because to me, I'm like, I like elevated horror, and this does have like not elevated horror, but it has like a meaning.
It's got elements of it, but yeah.
But sometimes I like just a really well constructed ghost story.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I think another thing that sets the other word I thought for Damian McCarthy's movies is they're less predictable than the stuff you're talking about, than the sort of more mainstream like Conjuring, Insidious, exorcism type movies. Even though I did spend a great deal of time talking about how McCarthy builds these moments based on us knowing that we're going to see a witch. Like, even though some of it is based on predictability, it's like the storytelling, the pacing, the story itself his movies, the ghost story at the center of them, have been way more interesting than the other movies, because the other movies are very samey and sort of predictable. Oh, it's a lady that was hung on the property for being a spooky witch 100 years ago, and now she's haunting the place. Like, it's always like, I like that it's this folklore thing that we don't know the nature of, and it's kind of incidental to the murder that's taken place. Anyway, it's
and the tension, because every horror movie kind of has tension breaks where it's like, and I will say like
you gotta release the
films are
valve.
like superhero films where it's literally like, it'll be like they're chanting something, the wind's blowing, and like the thing is just floating in the room, like where it's like a lot of them are about
Remember the end of The Nun, both nuns. Where
and I think
they're just like getting into a superhero fight with the nun at the end.
Right. I think what makes his movies unique is that the villain is never really the ghost. Don't get me wrong. This witch is not a good person, but it's all about
friend.
Yeah, and like the catharsis and stuff, it's not about we have to like you don't get the feeling that you can like get rid of the ghost, that you can make some chant and the wind will blow, and it's not about like a lot of those movies are like, there's a ghost, we got to get rid of the ghost. Let's get this thing. And it's always like a demon too, and they always have to think of some dumb name for the demon.
Yeah. From what I understand of Irish folklore, specifically as it relates to like supernatural things and stuff like this, is it's treated much more like, and I think it's probably the same in a lot of cultures. I know this is the same in other cultures, but anyway, they treat it more like forces of nature. So it's like you couldn't, there is no chant you could do to like stop a hurricane. So like there's nothing really you can do to like stop like a banshee. It's just going to kind of do its thing because that's what it does.
Yes.
And you just kind of learn how to operate around it like you would a poisonous insect or any other thing, you know?
It's almost like it's focusing on the wrong things. Like, I'm going to make another weird comparison, which is like The Haunting of Hill House versus the Conjuring movies, where the Conjuring movies are all about like, we're finding the demon's name and here's how all the mechanisms work, and its name is like Vecna or whatever.
Defeating a boss ghost.
Yeah, and it's done in this very like, again, superhero way where it's like bad guy, good guy, and we're the good guys and we're fighting them, and like the lore is all like, I don't know, it's all done in this very like superficial way, I would argue. Whereas you look at Hill House, where it's like we're seeing a lot of mechanisms, but it's treated kind of like a mystery that's unfolding, and you learn, or Blind Manor, you learn kind of like the mechanisms of the afterlife, but you don't really fully understand it either, and you learn like, oh, that's what happened to this person. And I think a good ghost story is kind of also a mystery. And so like the way he does his mysteries, McCarthy, is like they're kind of like murder mysteries that happen to, like a murder happened to happen in a place with ghosts.
Exactly. Yeah, that's why I kept saying the supernatural thing, whatever it is usually incidental to the corpse or whatever. Yeah, whatever the murder has happened.
Yeah. And there's just something, I don't know, there's something about it that really scratches an itch for me.
You get three different threads that have kind of been present in all three films. Is you get a thread of whatever the Boogans is, you get a thread of the murder mystery itself, and then you get a thread of the character, whatever their journey is that they're going through, or trying to overcome, or run away, or whatever their arc is.
Yeah.
And so what he's tended to do is he's able to just sort of tease those things out and then kind of draw them all together at the end.
Yeah.
And just sort of like a reveal that feels like the solution to a murder mystery.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And again, they're all kind of the same, which is that this is a supernatural thing that's scary. This is a murderer. Here's our main character. And if we can just get that murderer to cross paths with the supernatural thing and then get out of there.
It reminds
and then you got to get out.
Yeah, you gotta beat feet. Gotta beat feet. Reminds me a bit of the like the Devil's Backbone, Guillermo del Toro's movie.
Yeah,
It's very similar. Anyway,
yeah, it's a cliche. That's the thing.
it's a ghost story. It's a ghost story. Ghost story itself is this.
Yeah. Ghost Story is a little different.
It's a little
Ghost
bit
Story is
different.
about a bunch of old men having to cover up their murder.
Yeah, that's true.
But like, yes, there is elements of this. They do the rule of you have to like by finding. Yeah, it's like this one. They do the closure to the ghost, but the closure is revenge. That's the other thing. Is he is pro revenge? His movies, like it's like
karmic justice.
In the end, it's like I don't need people to know who killed me necessarily. I just need my murderer to die, and I'll be happy. And they do this here where the dead body, her eyes are open for most of the film, and then at the very end, she closes her eyes.
Yeah. See, it was
and she's a bunny.
Yep. Also, the TV show, the fucking nightmare TV show from his youth that he has a dream about. That rabbit looks like the rabbit from Caveat.
Yeah, I think that show got canceled real quick.
Yeah, you should have been really suspicious. It's weird that made it to the air.
Yeah. That wasn't.
There's no way you would watch 10 seconds of that and not be like, "This, we need to call the police on this guy, right? He can't leave the building.
Bad show.
Get that witch in here to put some handcuffs on this rabbit." It's interesting the way the difference between the corpse in this movie and the corpse in Caveat, without spoiling too much, is also interesting to me, because the corpse in Caveat is they're both. He plays with both for unease. Like the character is stuck in a situation where they just have to share a space with a dead person for a significant portion of the movie, and that's just the way it is. There's just a dead person over there. He
does great with corpses because he realizes, you know what are scary? Corpses. Corpses are scary.
Yeah,
and he makes his corpses scary.
He does
appreciate that.
Yeah, he does a similar game in both too. I'm not gonna spoil Caveat, but like what he does in both is it's you get used to the idea of the corpse being there, and then suddenly it's not.
Yeah,
or suddenly it's moved.
Yeah.
And there's the way that the corpses look too.
Oh yeah, he makes them look the most terrifying a corpse can
sort
look.
Of. In Caveat, that's true. In this one, it's not true. Like, she looks not as, like, particularly, like you mentioned, her eyes are open and then closed. Like, remember the eyes of the corpse in Caveat?
You slowly realize you're on the side of the corpse in this, where you're like,
yeah,
like you realize that this corpse has no interest in, fucking with Adam Scott.
No, she wants his help.
Like, they're playing on the same team. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like how he does this implication that, like, there are forces at work, and they're kind of all, like, they're all kind of pushing him in a direction, or, like, you get the feeling of, like, he's got people on his side in this situation. Like, he's got some ghosts getting his back a little bit. But the other thing that he does that I think is very key is he traps someone in a location, and he makes it just one person, usually, is useful, I think.
Yeah.
Like versus other ghost stories where it's like a family in a house usually has to make some decision not to move.
Yeah. Yeah, it's you're right. It's a trope. It's all very classic ghost story stuff, is I have to spend the night in this haunted house.
Yep. The Woman in Black, again, is Daniel Radcliffe he's like flooded into this house, and it's like he doesn't have a choice. Like, this is just what he has to do.
Yeah.
And then there's this idea of like putting a little folklore around it. Like you said, like a nursery rhyme style where it's like there's some kind of rule to what's going on.
It gives
that
it this
makes it
pull.
compelling.
It gives the narrative this pull, and it, and it frames everything. So you're already like sitting around a campfire,
And then he's not afraid to add new elements to it, like Oddity. It's like there are some things in Oddity where it's like, well, this is weird, like this psychic lady and this
and
like,
the wooden thing,
wooden
and then
man, where it's like adding kind of layers to it to make the story interesting and like feel unique, even though he's using a lot of those classic tropes.
I think one way he pulls that off is he doesn't belabor any one thing too much. Mm-hmm. Like he doesn't hit the chalk too hard in this. He doesn't hit in Oddity. He doesn't hit any one of those things too hard.
For sure,
he just kind of drops it, and then in this, like in the nursery rhyme in this one about the witch, he drops in the beginning. We never refer back to it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's putting a little bit more faith in your audience is maybe part of how he is able to pull that off. And it's just the stories are so, I don't know, they're good spooky ghost stories. They're so engaging that you're just kind of, it gives it this pull and you're just with it as he adds these new things. And it plays out like
visuals are always great.
It plays out like you said, the mystery structure also helps with that because you're looking for details. So you don't want things to be belabored or hit too hard. You're like, oh, I'm going to pick that. I'm going to remember that.
Yes. And I guess he knows, like, I don't know, what tropes to kind of lean on, what to avoid, and, like, how to give the characters, like, I don't know, something to do that's beyond we need to do something about this ghost.
Yeah, some purpose. Yeah. That's not just, I need to be here to experience the haunting.
The other thing, and this is, like... It really is about like structure and stuff versus like it's about earning your jump scares, I think. Mm-hmm. And so like again, to go back to like Conjuring and stuff like that, like I remember there's a lot of character wakes up in the middle of the night, walks out, and something scary happens, right? Like it's a lot of that.
Yeah.
It's a lot of like character goes to this place, scary thing happens, and you don't quite feel like you know why that person's necessarily going there. And the nun, of course, has that scene where 3 different people hear a noise and go to the graveyard and get a jump scare
in the same night for a different jump scare.
Yeah, where
a
there's
different
like
personally catered jump scare.
There's like momentum to this plot where it's like
a build.
Like even another movie I like, Keeper. Even Keeper has this problem where it's like we're sitting around, something scary happens. We're sitting around, something scary happens. Where like he seems to give his characters more of a puzzle to solve.
Yeah, it's always engaging.
Yeah, like you said, it's like a video game where it's like it all kind of has this momentum to it where you never stop and go like, why is this even happening? He hasn't leaned on things like possession or like certain tropes that you see in a lot of these haunted house movies,
which are not necessarily bad on their own. It's just they often give way to narrative conveniences, and he
understands also that like I think this is the other thing is like. It's unfair to compare this movie to it, but remember like the Slender Man movie. And the problem we kept having is it was like a character is in a scene and then they're like, you can have something scary happen here. You know, like again, it was like you watch a movie kind of meander where it's like they go to the library to Google Slender Man and then something scary happens. And then they go around the corner and there's Slender Man and then we cut and it's gone. Or like that idea of like the ghost shows up and then the evil ghost, to be clear, shows up and then they get jump scare and then they turn around and it's gone. And you're like, what is even the ghost's point? Like it just keeps showing up. And in this, there's this feeling of like no one gets telekinetically dragged across the room, right? Like that's one of those cliches where someone gets like pulled across the room and they're like, oh, it's the demon. And they always love that idea of like, oh, it's trying to like psychologically like break you down first before it does what it's going to do. And I think his films, there's this feeling of like, no, when it gets you, it gets you. Like it'll get you if it comes near you. Yeah. It's not going to show up behind you, make a face, and then vanish. that's not how this works. So there's always this. So like he goes for like subtlety, right?
Yeah, there's
Where his
other ways
movies-
that's not. There's other ways you can make. Oh, a scene in the library. Let's make this scary. That's not Slender Man corners you in the library.
Right. And so he does this thing where it's like he doesn't go for like we need a jump scare every 10 minutes. We need it to be this every. He goes for tension over like, and then it's there because in his movies when it's there, it's really there. Like this witch, if she's next to you, she's gonna get you.
It's your. That's it. You're through.
Yeah,
You're
which
through.
is why I actually will point out my least favorite part of this movie is the opening, because I feel like somebody said you need it to be scary at the beginning, and he has a sequence where he's writing and there's like a presence in the room.
He's being haunted by his mom.
Yes. I actually think that, like, I know why they did it. They did it because he's being haunted by his mom and they needed a moment. I actually thought it'd be more interesting if his mom came into play once he was at the hotel. The idea is it's almost like The Shining, right? Where it's like this hotel attracts ghosts in a way, or because they do this other thing where at the end, the reason it's called Hokum, right, is because he says it's all Hokum.
It's Hokum. He doesn't believe it.
And then at the end, the bellhop comes in and goes, I have a confession to make. I spiked your drink
your
with
booze.
mushrooms. And I liked that it wasn't to make him go like, oh, it was the mushrooms, because the hero Woods hobo, who's just drinks
Jerry.
mushrooms all day, Jerry, says that the mushrooms kind of just open you up to things.
Yeah, it makes you more of a conduit. It makes you more attuned to be able to see spirits.
Right. That's all to say that, like, the mother at the beginning, he's not on mushrooms. Like, he should be closed off.
He's drinking, in point of
He's
fact,
drinking
when he's writing.
and that's why I'm like, I don't think there should have been that at the beginning, because I think like maybe you do because he sees her. He sees
Not
the
clearly.
ghost.
He sees a silhouette. But I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
They could do something where he absolutely doesn't see the presence. Like, that would have been neat if it was like,
Right, because they do it a lot after this, where they have her show up around him, and I don't think she ever really scares him. It's always scaring us,
yeah,
which I think is a deliberate decision, because that's not why she's there. She's there to try to tell him something.
right. But I just think like they needed to make a point to show this is a man closed off,
Yeah.
and angry, and
Yeah.
then he takes mushrooms. This is a pro mushroom film. They're like, if you take mushrooms, it'll fucking open your mind, man. He takes some mushrooms. He goes to this spooky place, and then the hokum, this idea like lifts, is like he sees that there's more to the world, and he uses that to heal. So like that was the only misstep to me. I know that they're like, let's get a scare going at the beginning, but I feel like the point of the character should have been that he's completely closed off.
No, I agree.
Yeah. I still enjoy the movie.
Yeah, me too. I liked this one a lot.
Yeah. And the reason I think that's a misstep versus like any plot hole is that I think what makes Damian McCarthy's movies good is he does have a lot of focus on characters,
Yes.
which is, I think, what makes it work.
Yeah.
Again, like Mike Flanagan. Like I think it's every good movie is the realization of like, yeah, we have to make sure the characters are good, and we're focused on them and the way their journey, you know, and how they change.
Yeah, or at least have a story that's engaging and spooky and interesting, you know.
Yeah.
It helps if both are there, then you get a great movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really have anything else to add about this one. I don't think.
A lot of fun. All
Yeah.
of Damian McCarthy, if you haven't watched his films, if you just like a really good, solid, spooky horror movie that's like that's like very supernatural,
Just campfire ghost stories, really.
yeah, he's making them. I personally don't care that they all have like a very similar thread throughout, because they're very different movies otherwise. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I agree totally.
Like the themes being the same doesn't really bother me, because he's not making the same movie.
And they're not identical.
Yeah.
They're
Like, I
different
would be-
explorations of it.
Yeah, exactly. Different explorations, different types of characters.
Yes, very different types of characters. That's true.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it is. It's like I notice in this one, like, oh, he kind of does the same thing every time, but it's not really that.
Yeah,
like
but it's not really the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, great film. I loved
good
it.
Stuff.
I can't wait for his next movie.
Stuff.
Whatever.
Yeah, me too.
It is.
Yeah, whatever it ends up being.
I kind of hope they're all this level of like I think.
This level of care in the craft here.
Yeah. I want to see different actors jump into his movies. That's fun. But I also don't think that, like, you know, I think his movies tend to be bigger than the actor.
I was going to say I wouldn't want anybody too distracting. Like Adam Scott almost got there, but it helped that he's such a dick.
Well, he fits. The idea is like, let's have this awful American in this environment. Yeah. Who do we get for that? That said, I don't know what it would be, but I would like to see The Rock in one. I want to see The Rock in it. I don't know if that would be any good. That could be a mulligan if it like doesn't work out. We can go like, we tried.
I still want to see it now.
I still want to see
The Rock. Now I can't stop thinking about it. How dare you put that in my head?
Yeah, in a haunted house.
Yep. He'll rock bottom that witch.
I will say that would be a cool idea. Is you get someone who's really muscular, then realizes like I can't punch a ghost.
It'd be pretty useless in this situation. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the witch is like, yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
Here's my magical iron manacles. Let's go to hell.
Final thing I'll say,
Mind
actually,
the ghosts.
This usually bothers me is when a character's trapped in a room. I do get that feeling of like break a window, climb out of the attic, do something. Mm-hmm. This didn't nudge me that way, which was weird. He's
so locked in.
Yeah, and they make like these little windows where you're like, I can see why you can't really get out of it.
Can't really get out of that one. Like he's doubly locked in. He's locked behind a door that is itself in a locked wing of the hotel behind a locked elevator.
Yeah.
He's pretty well stuck.
Yeah.
But yeah, and also giving him the double purpose of wanting to be there to figure out what's happened to Fiona.
Yes, giving him the motivation of he kind of wants to be there.
Yeah, he wanted to be
helps.
There. And he doesn't believe in ghosts. Also
making him Adam Scott, where, listen, no offense to Adam Scott, but when he's kicking at that lock, I'm like, nah, you can't get through that, Adam Scott. Sorry, man. You just, you don't have it in you.
I wouldn't have stopped. I was like, no, keep kicking. Yeah, it's going to break.
Again, these are the things where the characters always have to be a little stupid in his films, I think, where you're like, you need to leave. Get out of there.
Yeah,
why are you
agreeing
to be chained up in this house? What are you doing?
Why on earth would you go down into the basement after you already listened to the BioShock recording she left for you saying there's no way out of the basement?
Yeah, exactly. But it's like, those are the stuff I always forgive in his films because I really enjoy them.
Yeah. That was the thing for me, was when she leaves the message, there's somebody down here, and it's clearly the witch.
Yeah.
It's like, so what?
He's like, I got an idea.
So what happened?
Down there.
So what happened?
Yeah, that is definitely a, like, what the fuck happened to her?
Because she's just dead in the dumbwaiter.
Yeah. Which is a funny place to be found, in my opinion.
And we know...
And it happens often in movies.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it happens often. They probably had like a Pippi Longstocking special about don't play in the dumbwaiter.
Yeah. One of those things that only horror movies have are dumbwaiters and those bells.
Those bells?
Yeah.
Intercoms?
Yeah. That's why it's like, what is this? What is this hotel? What the fuck are you doing, guys? Who's coming to this hotel? What are you there to see?
Well, what
are you there to do at this hotel?
Like, wireless technology has sort of killed all that stuff, but it used to be way more necessary to have things like an intercom system and bells.
Oh, yeah. Does he have a cell phone?
No. Not one that really works.
Do they even give him one?
Yeah, he has one.
Okay. I was going to say, did they just go, like, don't give him a cell phone? Just fuck it.
I don't remember if he has it with him in the room, though. I think he just has his flask and the recorder once he gets it off of Fiona.
This is why people write movies where they're like, it's the 90s, just go with it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like,
yeah. You don't really need to, though. You just write it, there's no service here.
Yeah, done.
Everybody, there's no service at the grocery store near my house. Like, I don't like, it's not,
Yeah.
I don't have trouble believing that this Irish manor doesn't have Wi-Fi or doesn't have,
Yes, very true.
doesn't have good AT&T coverage.
Yeah.
So that stuff doesn't bother me as much, but yeah, it's 100%. Just put it in the 90s. Fuck all this.
Yeah. Again, yeah, these are the
You
stuff
can't
that,
Google it, all right? You have to go to the
Yeah.
library because it's 1996.
Yeah, go to a scary little library.
Go to the library and get scared.
Yeah.
Damn it. You want a ghost story or not?
Yeah, exactly. Like, what are we doing here? Do you want to be scared? Stop
Yeah.
thinking about it. It's
Son of
fine.
a bitch. Fine, the ghost haunted all the phones. They
Yeah.
don't work.
They turn on their phone, the phone goes, ooh.
Changed your ringtone.
Well, thanks for listening, everybody.
Thank you.
We have a Patreon. Patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. If you go on there for just $5 a month, you can get access to a bunch of exclusive podcasts. Tom and Jeff Watch Batman, which is a weekly show. Fox Mulder's a Maniac, which is a completed show. The entire series is there. Star Trek: The Next Futurama and Spiel Boys. There's at least one a month of those. Although Spiel Boys
is finished until
is
Disclosure Day comes out this summer.
but we have like hundreds of podcasts.
We sure do.
And then our supernatural podcast, Him Booze, is ongoing. And then also every Friday night we watch movies with our patrons. That's a tier where we go on the Discord. We watch 2 movies back to back. We have a lot of fun.
Yeah. Check it out. We also have a store.
Please.
Head over to gamefullyunemployed.com. You can find a link to our Teespring store. We have all kinds of cool original artwork by cool original artists like Michael Vincent Bramley, Starlene Hodge, Justin Brown, and others. So check that out. Please rate and review our podcast wherever you're listening, and check out our other show, Badical, Badical. It's an improv show.
Hell yeah.
Also, wherever you're listening. We should do a ghost story show, Dave. We should tell each other ghost stories.
Yeah, why not?
And we just
I'd
read
be
each other
terrible
the
at
script
that.
for ghost story each week.
Oh, that'd be fun.
We could do that.
Do a different voice each time.
Yeah. I do a voice for the guy's hog in the beginning when he falls out of the building.
Yeah, there's a flopping hog in
There's
that
a weird
movie.
little hog in that movie, yeah.
I love Ghost Story.
It's a great film.
Check that out, folks, for flopping hogs.
Flopping Hogs. Fred Astaire's last film, 1980s Ghost Story.
Hey, listen, our music is produced by Chris Corlew. You can find him on twitter.com as the Corlew, or go to shipwreckedsailor.bandcamp.com. Our channel artwork is produced by Michael Vincent Bramley. For more of his work, go to mvbramley.art. Our episode artwork is by Justin Brown, available on Twitter as Justin T. Brown or at artnessbyjustinbrown.com. And finally, additional artwork is by Starlene Hodge. You can find her work at starlenearts.com or on Twitter as StarleneX. Cool. Goodbye.